The radio station with more. You're listening to the radio station.
You're listening to.
This is
Radio Biafra.
Yeah.
Long live up your mama as one more clock. We are the audiobooks. One more chinaka. Yo man.
Biafra in London, Biafra in Germany, Biafra everywhere. Biafra in Russia, Biafra in Malaysia. Everybody likes it. They tried to kill us many years ago, killing the people of Biafra, destroying the people of Biafra. But somebody said to all the idolists, respect the leader of indigenous people. Nobody can stop Biafra. I say nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra because Biafra is strong. You can judge the leader of Biafra. You can kill the people of Biafra, but never change their decision. Every time I play this, a Babylon I wish me every day. Every time I sing this, a Babylon I wish me every day. They tried to kill us many years ago, killing the people of Biafra, destroying the people of Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra because Biafra is strong. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra because Biafra is strong. Biafra in bedroom, Biafra in bathroom, Biafra everywhere. Biafra in jail, Biafra in church, everybody likes it. They tried to kill us many years ago, killing the people of Biafra, destroying the people of Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra because Biafra is strong. I told you, nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra because Biafra is strong. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Obama. Nobody can stop Biafra because Biafra is strong. Britain. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra because Biafra is strong. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra. Nobody can stop Biafra because Biafra is strong.
Long live up your mama as one more clock. We are the audiobooks. One more chinaka. Yo man.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people, wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Radio Biafra London. Radio Biafra London is being anchored by the deputy leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. His name is Mazi Uche Ukafo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra, and Anambra State is Biafra land. Mazi Chuka Fomefo is the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And like I always say, one day we will understand the truth behind those mindsets. Mazi Chuka Fomefo is standing on a deputizing capacity on behalf of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is the king of Afari Beku. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State. Abia State is Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one and the only man that commands the loyalty of the Biafran people. He is the director of Radio Biafra as well as Biafran television. And by the special grace of Chukwukika Abiyama, I remain George Onyibe. I come from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. We must continue to appreciate the Almighty Creator, Chukwukika Abiyama, because from the very first day man or woman rose up to defend, or rather in defense of the sovereign state of Biafra, it has always been with them. He's the one who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow. He is our hope and stay. With that confidence, assurance, we approach him every day, knowing fully well that he will make up for that which we are not able to provide. And so I humble myself before him this morning as always, and I say to him, Anye na jage mau, mihina imara mai, ihonanya inenage ubiomage, ujuru anyanya dadio, ingwe gembangwe odi onye dekage, ebu alpha no omega, anye nine na sena medemao. You see. This morning, by the special grace of Chukwukika Abiyama, I will go on to look at a topic I entitled The Truth Behind the Briefing of the U.S. State Department. The truth behind the briefing of the U.S. State Department by no other person than our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, we all understand there are a lot of people going up and down trying to tell you, we did this, we did that, we did this. But the idea or the quest to restore Biafra is nothing anybody can negotiate. There is no negotiation. The idea is that the Nigerian terrorist state must be pulled down. At exactly 1 year this month, which is the month of June 2019, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, forwarded a briefing to the U.S. State Department. And some of those main key points highlighted in that very briefing is what I want to draw our attention to as the people of Biafra, to understand the reason why we come here day in, day night, begin to enlighten our people to understand what is actually going on in Nigeria. Because the truth remains that if we do not stop Nigeria, Nigeria will stop all of us. It doesn't matter who you are the Yoruba, you are from the Oduduwa, Arewa, you are a Biafran. Nigeria is actually designed to stop all of us. We will continue registering our displeasure to any man or woman who fail to understand this now. Because we really cannot change anything when we are dead. A lot of people have died before now, and many more will still have to die, all because they found themselves entrapped in a prison called Nigeria, and because it's favoring them, they benefiting from this sport of invasion, they choose to keep quiet. But once again, that we might be able to remind humanity the essence of what IPOB stands to be doing, the essence of what our leader is doing. But of course, only ignorant men will not understand the magnitude of enemy we'll fight against as a people of Biafra. In that very briefing, He started by giving a history of serial killing, a history of genocide, and pointed out the need for the United States to intervene. Our leader, in that briefing he forwarded to the U.S. State Department, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, started by pointing out to the United States the history of serial genocide in Nigerian state and the need why the United States must intervene or should intervene. It's amazing that an article like that could not have had any better any better presentation, any better introduction than the history of Syria genocide. Everybody who is in Nigeria, who have found themselves as in Nigeria, can testify to one truth. And that truth is that the greatest achievement Nigeria has ever had is killing of her people and then covering the case. We have gotten to a stage when we don't even see killing people as anything. Listen to the Nigerian media. All you hear is 20 died in Kaduna, 70 died in Aba, 40 died in Enugu. It's so normal to us as a people because we have gotten used to it and we think it's a way of life. The purpose of this submission is to formally bring to the attention of the government of the United States the violent Islamization that is taking hold in Nigeria against the Christians and the Jews, especially the Biafran extraction. Our leader went on to present a single fact that the purpose of him going to or writing to the U.S. State Security Department is to alert them, is to point out to them, is to make them understand that there is a need, there is a target, there is an agenda to Islamize Biafra land, Islamize the whole of Nigeria. And this is happening violently. This is happening brutally. This is happening wickedly and in a very horrible manner. I will not take time to begin to lecture you about the history of terrorism in Nigeria. But these were the tools that actually meant to Islamize Nigeria, which most of you, this idea have made most of you laugh over it in time past. I remember one of the gospel our leader was preaching on the beginning of this journey was they want to Islamize us. We must not allow them to triangulate us. If they do triangulate us, we are gone as a people. And in 2019, the killing became unbearable, uncontrollable, and nobody is saying anything about it, considering those who actually aided and abated these terrorists who feel they can Islamize the whole of Nigeria. You really would understand the reason why Biafrans across the globe and those Nigerians who are also trapped like Biafrans must raise up their voice. The problem of Nigeria, I will say in nutshell, can be solved by simply dividing Nigeria. Our leader in this letter submitted to the U.S. State Department, he went on to say that the main target of this genocide is the Biafran extraction. This is one thing that makes me angry. This is one thing that makes me cry. This is one thing that leaves my heart in pain all the time. Because I have been wondering, what have we done? The blood of the Biafran people has become the sacrifice that must be laid on the altar called Nigeria for it to remain. As shall be demonstrated, this Islamization is by both state and by non-state actor that enjoyed the patronage and the tacit support of the state. It is such that many led to another genocide that will offend the conscience of the nation, including particularly the United States, which possesses the singular capacity to intervene with a lasting solution. Our leader in that report said that these terrorists are being sponsored by state and other interest group. This terrorism, this agenda of Islamization of Nigeria, of constant pogrom of the Biafran people, is something that is being sponsored by the state, the Nigerian state, as well as other corporate bodies, organizations who have interest in Nigeria. Who are these people? There are people of interest in Nigeria. They are the one funding, paying Boko Haram. We all know that late Buhari started it. He is their appointed spokesperson. He see them as his misguided fella. He said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. We all understand, we all know that Barack Obama made it possible to enthrone Buhari, who is the great grand patron of all the terrorist group in Nigeria. We understand that these people are being sponsored by oil company, among others. But if we are doubting it, one should begin to ask himself a question: why are other countries coming in their large number into Biafra land? Most of you have forgotten that in the past 3 months, over 500,000 youth have been deported or has invaded Biafra land. They live in our bushes. These are part of those terror group, which is the actual reason why we are here, which is one of the motivating factors that made our leader, Mazen Nandekano, a year ago to visit the U.S. State Department, seeking for intervention in a situation like this, so that it will not lead to another pogrom, which in the end, the world will feel the negative impact. He said, America has the capacity to stop this, and therefore I am writing to them to divinely intervene and stop this terrorist group and stop this terrorist nation. Because the way they are killing people and we have not retaliated, it will look as if they have monopoly of killing. And that is why every day we keep appreciating our leader. Because honestly, people like me cannot be allowed to rule Biafra in a time like this. Because by now, BBC will have news to tell. By now, CNN will have news to tell. And I do not think that would have been the best option. We will get to that time. And we understand at that moment, every single action we take will be justified before God and before man. He extended a hand of fellowship, requesting to the British government, the American state, the American government, to look into the issue of terrorism, to look into the issue of killing Christians, killing the Jewish, killing Biafrans most especially, because one day the people will react. And if you are listening to us anywhere across the globe and you want to tell me you don't know that men and women, Biafrans, are on ground and very angry, that we are waiting for the right time to respond to Nigerian state, and then you really don't know how we feel. But our leader in this write-up is making appeal to American government to stop Nigerian terrorist state from killing people, because the people will soon respond. It has started already. America, Britain, and other world power must understand that it is not about Biafra alone. Nigeria must collapse. The Buhari himself, late Buhari, the arch genocider, his people are waking up. The Hausas are waking up. When I come here, I say, Hausa do this, Hausa do that. I want them to feel the level of their stupidity. our leader always point out, all of us are victims of circumstance. This truth we understand, and everybody must stand up and fight for disintegration of Nigeria. Outside that, you will always hear from us. And so this morning, I encourage and I appreciate those Hausa youth who have discovered that Katsina State is Hausa land and not Fulani land. And we look forward to more of this protest coming from across Biafra land. We want to see Yoruba youth protest that they are tired of one Nigeria, because Nigeria is actually designed to kill all of us. You either end it or it will end you. The serial killing will never end. The cycle of genocide will never end. It is when they are done with the Biafran people, they will come for all of you. That is the same thing I tell the people in Biafra land. When you think you are from South, you are Niger Delta, and you sit back and relax in your heart that it is the people in the southeast of Biafra land that are being killed, and so it does not concern you. You are not going to relax for a very long time, because when they are done with the southeast, if God permits them, they will come for you. And when they are done with the whole of Biafra land, they will come for the Yoruba. And when they are done with the Yoruba, they will finish the remaining Hausas. When they are done with the Hausas, the Fulani will take what does not belong to them. No Fulani owns any land in Nigeria, but they are the one coming to BBC, to channel television, coming to the global community, claiming a land that is not of their ancestors. They came in here, we all know the history. And so what am I saying in effect? Trying to present the content of our leader later to the US State Department. He said, if American with this capacity fail to intervene in a time like this, of course, as well as British government who created Nigeria and other well-meaning nations across the globe, one day, like I always tell you, Nigeria will initiate a state of anarchy, and when they succeed to do that, Yoruba land will burn, Hausa land will burn, Biafra land will burn, Fulani will run away because they don't have land in Nigeria. But the truth is that this very war will chase even the rat and the rabbit that is found in this contraction. We will scatter across the globe. Yes, dead body of almost 2 million people will fill the Atlantic Ocean, and then there will be no need of ship to cross there. Yes, dead body will fill the desert. The desert will see water and want no more. Yes, migrants will overrun Europe. Some will come to America. The level of damage that Nigerian eruption will cause, I can assure you, you people are not ready for it. There will be starvation in the whole of Africa. Europe will not be left out of it. From Germany to Italy to anywhere in Europe, you will not be left out of it. Because the point is that men and women will run for their life. The purpose of that letter he wrote to the US State Department 1 year ago, I mean our leader Mazen Nandekano, is to make sure we do not get to that stage. We do not get to that stage. The United States, which possesses the singular capacity to intervene with a lasting solution, should do so. He gave a background history of Nigeria as an oil-rich country and its regional power in West Africa. It is a multi-ethnic and multilingual country with a population of about 180 million. He's bringing up this idea so you know what is it about Nigeria. Biafra land, to be precise, and Nigeria in general is endowed with blessing. When man tell you that Biafra land is the Garden of Eden, you don't need to argue, because everything in Nigeria, everything in Biafra land automatically becomes good. Everything so blessed that to crown it all, God bless us. And this blessing, of course, the invaders, the terrorists, the colonial masters, the imperialists, make sure we do not benefit from God-given blessing. And so they planted a pendulum of chaos in Nigeria. The pendulum of chaos is what makes us fight against ourselves. if I decide to change my tone and hit hard on Yoruba, it looks as if I'm biased. But I have the right to be. Because if they fail to see that the pendulum of chaos is actually designed for us to kill ourselves, we continue killing ourselves. After all, they have aided and abetted, they have supported the killing of over 10 million Biafrans. If I come and I talk to Hausa, it looks as if I'm stupid and I can't see that Fulani have taken over the life of Hausa. No. It's not about being biased. It is about the Hausas controlling the resources in their land and living peacefully as human beings without being bamboozled around by the Fulanis. They have gold, they have silver, they have so many precious stones. But do you know, as we speak, Hausa have the poorest youth in the history of the world, with all the blessing in their land? And Fulani, God knows where they are coming from. Futajalon are the one ruling their land, controlling them. In as much as we tie them together in this mess, it is the same way we tie Nyangodu and other people in Biafra land to the challenge we are facing. A pendulum of chaos was put in place. And the more you try to rectify its confusion, each problem, the more you create more chaos. Men and women of goodwill from time in and time out have tried their best to correct Nigeria. In as much as we blame Nnamdi Azikiwe, his heart desire was to see a workable Nigeria. Today we know it cannot work. We blame him for it. In as much as we can blame Awolowo for taking our parents' money in the name of one Nigeria, but I still see he thought one Nigeria will work, but it's not workable. Because he said Nigeria is like oil and water that can never be mixed. The Hausa never said anything. Their good leader, like Aminu Kano, who would have risen up to speak for them, were murdered by the Fulani. And the only word the Fulani have is to tell you that Nigeria is their forefather estate, which they must ruthlessly conquer, making sure that we will not be the author of our destiny. Is it because they have the power to do it on themselves? Answer is hell no. But they have the backing of the British government. And every day we'll fight ourselves. Every day we'll fight to survive as people of Biafra. Every day people are being slaughtered across Nigeria. Christians most especially. Is there anybody who have not fought because of this issue, trying to make you see the truth? We have fought Christians. We have fought Ogomo. We have fought Muslim. We have fought everybody. We have fought ourselves, for your information. But all these things led to one thing and one thing alone. Disintegration of the zoo called Nigeria. One of the four things he paid attention to in that his letter, I mean our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu letter, dated a year ago, June 2019. That letter he submitted to the U.S. State Security Department. The fourth thing he pointed out there was that there are three major ethnic groups. The Igbos, also known as Igbo, the Yorubas, the Hausa Fulani, and 250 other similar ethnic groups. Now let's look at it there. He said the Igbos, which is known as also Igbo. There is a great mystery behind those two names. In as much as the Igbo in Delta and outside Southeast deny their Igbo identity as a result of the pendulum of chaos resetting our medulla oblongata, we understand that we are Igbo. Because as a child, when you say, are you an Igbo man? I will say, no, I'm an Igbo man. But we will look into the meaning and mindset behind that word, Igbo and Igbo. But I will not digress that this morning, but to point out to you, what our leader made, some of the narratives and expansion behind the truth in one Nigeria that he made. He reminded them that Nigeria is a country where you have two nations trapped in the Oduduwa. We have been begging them to mobilize themselves. Let us go. The Arewa, we have been begging them to mobilize themselves. Let them go. The Biafrans, we have been speaking and appealing to their conscience to come back and mobilize themselves. Let them go. That is why IPOB is here in the first place. He reminded them that irrespective of the fact that you have three nations trapped in the zoo called Nigeria, he made them to understand that you have all the 250 majority ethnic groups across Nigeria. We have never had an issue with that. Yorubas are not the same. You have Ijebu, you have Ekale, you have Ife, and so on. They understand the need with they must remain one. And they are one. The Hausas know themselves. Running from the Nupe, the Gware, and the rest of them. They know who they are. But the Fulani dominates all of them. But of course, I must appreciate Chuko Kikabiama that in Biafra land, everybody still exercises their power. Our leader, Mazen Nandekano, made it clear. The Hausa Fulani are predominantly Muslim. The Hausa Fulani are predominantly Muslim. That does not mean they don't have Christian. And they live in the northern part of Nigeria. Sahelian part of Nigeria. Our leader went on to explain to them that the Yoruba who live in the southwest are split almost evenly between Muslim and Christian. The Yoruba Muslim profess a moderate form of Islam as opposed to the more fundamentalist Sunni practice of the Muslim sect observes in the northern Nigeria, and from which Boko Haram, Metasen, Miati Allah, Fulani headsmen, Lamido, Sanisi Lamido, all these terrorist group emanated from. Now let's analyze it. He went on to remind them that when you go to the north of Nigeria, where you have the Arewa nation, majority of them are Muslim. But they have few population that are Christian. They are Muslim not because they are terrorists. They are Muslim because that is their religion. They are Muslim like the Muslim of El Zazaki. They don't bomb anybody. They don't want to kill anybody. And that is why the Fulani Muslim want to kill El Zazaki. Because their own Muslim lead Fulani to create terror groups. Terror groups working in collaboration with ISIS, among other terror groups across the globe. We have two different types of Muslims. In the north, the Muslim led by El Zazaki, which somehow are peaceful. And of course, nobody can stand to condemn that type. And then you have another type of Muslim led by late Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari. These are prone to terrorism because in their own doctrine, they believe that killing people gives God glory. In fact, you kill a Christian, you are going to collect 27 virgin in heaven. Or is it 21 virgin? From their own group, they form Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, Mianti Allah, among other terror groups that will soon put Nigeria on the journey of no return. Which was the reason, which is the main reason why we are calling out and why our leader has written to the U.S. State Department. Of course, we know he has written to many people, but we will be narrating them in the process of time. Today, Hausas who are Muslim do not have a chance to survive in their own father's land. Today, Hausa Christians in northern Nigeria Arewa nation do not have the stand to survive, because there is always one Fulani Janjaweed who is going to kill them in the name of Allah, in the guise of Boko Haram, Miati, Allah, and the rest of it. They are dying every day. They are being slaughtered every day. And of course, there is uprising already. The people are demonstrating already, registering their displeasure. And I will tell Hausa youth, I never know you can protest. For you to burn the picture of the real demonic seed, late Buhari, I am happy with you now, Hausa Fulani. Sorry, Fulani. And now I know what happened to our leader. Hausa, now I am very happy with you. We cannot be looking at evil and patronizing them because it has not come to us. It will come to all of us. It will get to all of us. In the same guise you come to the Oduduwa nation. The Oduduwa nation is the same, divided along the same religion, ethnic mentality. You have few of them who are Christian, few Yorubas are Christian. And you have majority of them who are Muslim. But I must remind you that Yoruba Muslim is almost like a church. It's even more watered down, more than that of Ezazaki. Because Yoruba Muslim, they do night vigil. Yoruba Muslim, they do wedding. Yoruba Muslim, they do Thanksgiving. Go and ask Pastor Bosun. But though they are there to play a particular role in the Nigerian agenda setting. But the point is that Yoruba Muslim and Yoruba Christians, there is issue already. And if nothing is done about one Nigeria, very soon what is happening in Hausa Fulani case will happen in Yoruba Muslim and in Yoruba Christian. Save the next generation from this impending doom. Oduduwa nation, rise and save the next generation from this impending doom. Arewa nation, rise and save the next generation from this impending doom. Biafrans, rise and save the next generation from this impending doom. And coming down to Biafra land, we are a people who has lived with one interest, one goal, one way of life. And there have been constant attacks to divide us. But we still retain the tradition of our ancestors. We are Christians. We are Jews. And we are who we are. And they want our land. And they don't want us in our land. But the very idea that is very provocative in everything we do is with a single-minded idea or mindset, knowing that those supposedly a member of the same country with you sees you as an infidel. They derive joy in killing you. They work very hard to emasculate you. They make sure that everything about you are brought lower. And that calls for us as Biafrans to begin to ask ourselves a question. These are some of the efforts that our leader made trying to point out to the U.S. state security regarding what is happening in Nigeria and the need why IPOB is agitating for the disintegration of the zoo called Nigeria. The complete dismemberment of the evil enclave called Nigeria. It's because of their deliberate act to kill us. Governors in Biafra land, from the south to the southeast, if a day will come and you are set before the people to give account of your action, what will you tell us? That you were under oath to oblige to Nigerian dictatorship state, terrorist state to kill us? People will respond to you. I understand the consequence of what I do anytime I stand before the mic. And I have answer for anybody who will ask me question. And so whether you like my way or you don't like my way, it really doesn't matter. But what matters is that on the day of reckoning, if I am guilty, I will pay. Politicians in Biafra land, senators, and all the opinion movers, all the intellectuals, MGO, leaders of thought, all the men of God, all the genuine elders, all the genuine fathers and mothers who see what we are doing here, every effort our leader is making to divide Nigeria, and you do nothing. Even when you see the impending doom, even when you see the unavoidable calamitous doom waiting for Nigeria, and you do nothing. If things get out of hand, if American fail to respond, if Britain choose to keep us in this bondage, if other beneficiaries of Nigerian say it has to be this way, and then this generation will respond, what will be your testimony? Will it be for us, or will it be against us? Will it be in our support, in the favor of your people, or like others who has gone before us, who are saboteurs? How will it be? Each time you feel like judging or condemning us or criticizing us, why don't you put yourself in our place? Why don't you understand that money you are getting from feeding from our misery? Why don't you understand that community land you are selling on the expense of our people? Why don't you understand that penny they are giving to you from the very resources stolen from our land? Why have you failed to see that everything boils down to one point? Total annihilation of the Biafran people. But this morning, on behalf of our leader, on behalf of IPOB across the globe, I reassure you, we make our pledge and say, not in our lifetime, not after our lifetime, Biafran cannot be conquered. And of course, this article, this publication is online. You go there and follow up, and then maybe you understand some of the things our leader have been traveling across the globe to do. Of course, more results coming soon. And I say once again, Biafrans this morning, hello, Biafrans. Hello, Biafrans.
Mommy, don't cry. Daddy. Hello, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Now we be the Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. I want you, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Now we be the Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. I want you, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Freedom is here. Hello, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. I want you, Biafra. Freedom, freedom is here. Is here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Na, na, yeah, 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 yeah. You walk it out there, man. Hey, Papa God, I want to thank you for this beautiful thing what you did do for us. Finally Biafra is here, so make you never give up. I know yes, they killed us many years back. I know yes, they try to pull us down, but this kind of what is way. Thank you for all the good things. Now you don't make us better. Now everything done better. Now thank you for the good things. See everything done better. We're living fine. Brother Kaiga waniru kaika kulanyo. Brother Biko kawaniru. It makes me worry when I see my brothers being killed. Nigerian soldiers keep on killing us because they say for freedom. Yeah, take my life, but you can never take away that joy. Freedom is ours. We got what it takes. Hello, Biafrans. Hello, Biafrans. Now we be the Biafrans. Hello, Biafrans. Hello, Biafrans. I want you, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. Freedom is here. Hello, Biafra. Hello, Biafra. I want you, Biafra. Biafra. My country. My country. Biafra. Yes, we never give up. Yes, we never give up. We don't give up. Yeah, oh. No, they give up.
Yes, of course, Biafrans, wherever you are, we cannot give up. It is too late for that. And of course, I must use this privilege to appeal to those who had what it takes to stop this impending doom hanging all over Nigeria. You can't stop it. We're seeing where Elianya Oshishi Horendon, Oshishi Bonkono, Dan Horendo Aboro. Where Elianya no Shishi Bonko Kada, Kane Horendo Aboro. A lot of people are looking out for that tree that have dried up to fall. But behold, the one that is healthy and standing firm fell. Some people think that ammunition and war, they are getting ready to fight us in our land. It will not be the way you think. Our leader have to do. We are 7 steps ahead of you. We call upon Americans to revisit this very letter that was written to them by our leader, indigenous people of Biafra, on behalf of IPOB. Biafrans, let us wake up. I will say you to wake up. Let the Fulani understand that you know what they have been doing to you. Yoruba, you to wake up. And don't think we will keep quiet for 10% administration to continue. No. We want a better life. At this moment, our lines are open. And of course, our WhatsApp line is 070 815 456 42. Our WhatsApp line is 070 815 456 42. Our direct line is 081 221 52971. 081 221 52971. The special number for the female is 081 288 58614. Special number for the female is 081 288 58614. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Onyibe.
Good morning from here.
Onyibe don't you go to Biafra. Derege Onyibe. Biafrans all over the world. May the peace of the Most High Creator, the Creator of the whole universe, be with every one of us. More importantly, our deputy, Ezibode, getting on get a quick I know job at the city project our restoration of Biafra. And to the glory of the Most High to quote the Kadiamo, born the Savior of the whole world. The Savior of the whole world. Tell them the Kano by name. Come on also. What can they do? Colombia man much put together Makata Prime with the room of Biafra. So much in the front of the kingdom of heaven on earth. All your son on our back are dead and the Kano. He can't see anywhere. Oh, where he can't see anywhere. He can't see anywhere. And when do he can't see anywhere. He can't. He can't. And when do he can't see anywhere. He can't. He can't. To put he can't. He came with 10,000 angels, distributed it to every other nation to worship. But choosing the people of Biafra, to be his own children, so that he will be our God. Biafra, Ezekiel chapter 37, we are like dry bones. The promise of the Biafra is that we will restore back. And Ezekiel chapter 38, Ezekiel chapter 37, very important. Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 1 to end. But do you see 23 and the 32? Very, very important. One word of worship to the Most High Creator. Deuteronomy chapter 32, very, very important. That instruction given to Moses remained forever. Nobody can change it. We are Biafra. And we will never change our identity and no apology to any sin. Inter Biafra will not come 50 days from today. God matches on the water. 50 days from today. Anybody who is a Biafra bearing the name of Chukwuka, you don't want to join IPO to follow the savior of this generation we are present. Generations have come and gone. This is the present generation that will lead us into the new age. Nobody can stop it. And listen, Matthew chapter 7, go and read it, and Matthew chapter 8. That human being that came and to die and to go, he is a prophet. He came like this our leaders, this our generation to prophesy. And go now, please, over the Muslim you. Yeah, please, like anywhere. He has got that to say, he has got his story. He said, wait for him on that day, judgment day. Go and read this chapter 7 of that Matthew. You will continue to wait for him. Then, for him to Hebrews chapter 13, 9:54. Yes, we will say it. We have been waiting for him. He was the prophet then. We cannot worship anything. Come by Yehuba. There's enough to call my money. This is the phone them. Atarugo, my Yehuba, come. That's away. This is the phone them. Nana, and then you go offer us Yehuba no ye. And the more for the Naga. Leviticus chapter 7 and chapter 8. Our way of life. People to gather about you. He said you can't. You cannot need to for this can Abu Sadiq and Dara. Over Biafra, or said, oh, you know, Trump party to find Biafra. But we are tested Trump. He is the father, Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Take your age. Just speak that truth and tell the whole world. What nonsense is this? They are not just to go. They are a race. Different like animals are different. So, woman, Trump, one year is a year Biafra. Now, put it on gas. Man, don't even get the top of club. See, this business, you don't know. And you don't know that super card about 3 years ago. My other near home in the Gona. But no, they're going to know what all the heads you can do. One head you think I was in that day, which woman to put card out of Nana. Over Biafra, Biafra for you. But come on, Biafra, not get out of him really far. They think it's all up on a hot cat. Man, don't you put it all up on the Biafra, get out. All of you to put. Thank you very much. Look at second, one our leader. The leader of the people of Biafra is talking. You are talking. Look at all these governors. They are savior, and you want because of your selfish interest. They are children that. Only get me more. Azulo Matikaga, wherever. No. And then I don't know. Kada kichana July ganoro. Ome de from na to panyo. Ta for 50 days from today. Nigeria will sit. Okay, na that Abuja dey get bebe there. Elebe to bring no. Elebe ba kiyari no. Elebe brutai no. Elebe to onu na yo na nada o tuko kabia na lo no go na batike. Come to tunu ku dey to dey we take ya. I better no run life full hero na America. O to get polo. Malanda America get that get no passion you any life na be ro dike. Lo mpe ke fa na la Biafra ko ro ma o omudo omudo ke se be ni le tuko kika be bi ke like I hear that. Oh, Biafra.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on the line. Good morning from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Gimmick. I'm calling from Enugu province of Biafra land. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you, my Lord. May Chukwu Kabiama keep protecting you for all this truth that you have been telling us. Our leader, Mazen Namdekano, the Hamadike, the oracle of Chukwu Kabiama, who has come and accepted the calling of Chukwu Kabiama in his life to save us. May Eke Kirowa, may Amado fight his secret battles. And may all the good things that Chukwu Kabiama created on this earth protect him. He is a great man. There is a broadcast he was doing one day, and he quickly said something, just like he's not serious over it. He just said, if I tell you now that Jesus you are looking for have come. Will you believe? I pinched myself. I said, this means a great thing. See what he's doing. See what he was walking around the world. Nobody is even saying thank you. All they have to do is to go online everywhere in social media. That one is the one that Facebook will post to. They will be talking rubbish, which I said all of them will suffer. I've told them, every word you said against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it will revise against the person 100-fold. They will receive it. If you wish him death, you will die. If you wish him accident, you will have an accident. If you wish him success, you will have success. It's just like what the Bible said, if you pray for Israel's success, you will have success. And blessed are those who bless Nnamdi Kanu. And cursed are those who curse Nnamdi Kanu. Whatever you wish him is what is coming back to you. Because he is doing the work of Chukwu Kabiama. He is doing the work of the Almighty God who are in heaven. And he will continue. We are free. At last, Biafran matter is being talked without giving the Zoom money. They are now including Biafra issue in their newspapers. We did not pay them. Who paid them to include Biafra news? That's what our leader said. One day they will carry our news without us paying them. So that is it. I just give people all the glory. And I pray, I will continue praying every day by day that you will protect our leader. No evil shall come near him. No demon shall come near him. No Illuminati or whatever shall come near him. No evil man, evil woman, evil child, evil whatever. Whether they put it in animal or wherever, it will not come close to him. He will be safe. He will grow old and grow old. One day he will grow old and grow old and grow old, and we will not see him. That's the end. He will not die natural death because Chukwu Kabema cannot use him in such a mighty way and allow him to die natural death. No. He will just grow old, and one day we will not see him. We will just celebrate. May Ekekero Chukwu Kabema keep protecting. And keep protecting all of you, and especially you, man. My Lord, that you are here in Biafra land, and you keep on staying with us here. May Ekekero will protect you and protect all your family.
Thank you very
Nothing
much.
will happen to all of you. Biafra has come. Biafra has come. Finally,
Thank
we
you
will
very much.
rejoice in the land of Biafra. Thank you, man.
Yes, caller on WhatsApp, are you there? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, good morning, my African rep.
Good morning from here. Go ahead, please.
Morning, my African rep.
Go ahead.
May Chukwu Kabiama bless you. Mostly bless my evil leader, Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOC. And also bless his evil deputy, Uchemefo. And bless all the principal officers working assiduously to restore Biafra. My name is Owowo Etimafarama, calling from Odon.
Go ahead, please. Your voice is not coming out. Call on WhatsApp. I'm losing you. You will try and call back if you can. Caller on the line. Your name and where are you calling from? Caller on the line. Your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Lagos.
Go ahead, please.
So I thank you people. I have seen what you people have been doing, trying to make everything go well. I've been very, very happy. What I want to tell you people is that I see people people are doing this thing now, you people should continue. There is hope on it because I have done my own research on my own side, and I find out that yes, Biafra will come. That one is for sure. I have done my research about it. Biafra will come. So whatever everybody is doing, you people should continue. We will surely achieve it. Because all this while everybody has been doing all these Biafra things, is only last week I did my research about it. And I find out that yes, Biafra will come. But there's one thing I want us to do. You know, it's like we have forgotten our tradition. Whatever we are doing, we have to remember that we have some ancestors that started this Biafra for long and fight and they give up. So we need to remember them and do some sacrifice to place it to them and let them know that look at what we are looking for, and they should assist us and go ahead and make everything. And if Biafra will take 1 year before Biafra will come, I'm telling you, if you will do that sacrifice, I give you 6 months, you will see what will happen. I have done my research. We need to remember those people. It's just like somebody going for something without alerting the king of the land. So that is how it is. Let us do that in every state. Bring out 1 day every state. If now one cow, all the whole state, they do the sacrifice and the tradition as our forefathers used to do it that time, that olden days. I'm pleased to them that look at what we are looking for. They should assist us and lead us. I'm telling you, I give 6 months, everything will happen. I have done my own research. They say yes, Biafra will come. So that is it. That is my contribution this morning.
Thank
Everybody
you
should
very
continue.
much. And we
Yeah, my brother.
Caller on the line. Your name and where are you calling from? Caller on the line.
Hello, Onyibe. Good morning, sir.
Good morning from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Miss Udo Kamma. I'm Mwada Udo Kamma. I'm from Oka.
Go ahead, my sister.
Oka in Anambra State. I'm really happy and I'm very, very glad for what you people are doing. Honestly, at first I didn't understand what this Biafra is all about. That was when the other crazy man was in charge. There were so many killings of the youth, and it baffled me how a man will bring out other people to come and fight for him while he hides behind the curtain. But I thank God that a man that reasons like a father, came up and took over the fight and is fighting it well. The only thing I want to say now is that if it's possible, let the parents educate their children on this Biafra issue, because most youths do not understand. Before I could even accept and join in what they are doing, is that I had to ask my grandmother some questions, because she's about 101 years now. And when she explained some things to me, I asked her one particular question: where they were dwelling before this Nigeria issue came up. And she told me that they were in this land, that the land belonged to them. There was nothing like Hausa or Fulani interfering. They had their tradition and everything, their way of life. They should educate the youth, the children, about this thing, because so many people are shining away because they don't really understand what this Biafra is all about. They should start educating people about it. We don't need the school or the teachers of our university to teach us anymore. Let our parents educate us well about this thing. And you see youth start coming up. Most of them don't understand what is going on. I really thank you people, and I pray that Chukwokika Abiyama will give you the strength and the knowledge, the wisdom that you people need to carry this on. And I believe that whenever someone is in slavery and he starts fighting for freedom, the freedom comes. There's no two ways about it. We are tired of being in slavery and we want to break free. And I believe that God will hear our voice and set us free. Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you
from you
very much. Are you there, caller on the line? Caller on the line. Caller on WhatsApp.
Morning, sir.
Go ahead. Good morning from here. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. My name is Owowo Etim Abrahame, calling from Odon in Akwa Ibom State of Biafra land. I want to thank you, my African rep, for your good work. And I want to thank my able leader, Mazi Namdi Kano, for God to choose him for us at this very great. Also to give my greeting to Uchemo for the deputy for what they have also been doing. I want to thank all the principal officers who are working as usual on the time. I want to contribute little for what they have said this morning. We know the world knows, everybody now know that it is IPOB and NAM, their leader that is fighting for the schools, the lost soul and destruction of this Africa as the whole. It is no longer a news that the people they used to call terrorists, means crime, and jobless and useless people are stand up for and parcel of that. I am an IPOB member, and I want to really appreciate all your effort from back to your roots. And every time, sometimes I say, God, how did this young man have the strength to speak twice in the night and then early in the morning, every single day? Biafra is a spirit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Your line is very unstable, and I think something is wrong from your end. Thank you very much, my brother, for your contribution. We will continue. Caller on the line. Caller on the line. Good morning from here. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. This is Ketu from Mangale local government. Sorry for the mistake.
Go ahead. The world is listening.
Yeah, I'm calling from Imo State. Please, what I wanted to contribute is that Anama Yachineke, Tuko Kika Biamaka, ya Ninyoni Kekono Ganeji, when Aroran Anameka Lechineke, Kayanyoni, Siabo, Mazin Nandikalo, Ike. Because you know the man couldn't I like Riofuma. But I also tell you, I am Patra Maka, and one local government. Also, the many banners that show in and knowing about an associate because I know I know about those guys, opening the man. I forget the hand. I find it so difficult to believe. Mana Mahekwe, I can let you make it because of one upon and right. Thank
you very much. We must continue. Some will wake up early, some will wake up late, but everybody will have to wake up eventually. Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm there, Onyibe. Good morning, Onyibe.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Frank. I'm calling from Germany. Onyibe, thank you, people, and our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu, and Ucheme for. May God give you guys more wisdom and knowledge to continue. My contribution this morning and little question that I want to ask this morning. Now, They have give us, they call us terrorists, they call us miscreants, they call us jobless people. Now, the world can see, the whole Nigeria can now see that is this same miscreant that is fighting for the what do I say? These same miscreants are the people who are fighting for the people who don't have power to fight for themselves. Where are all these our professors, our intellectuals, our governors, our senators? Where are their letter to the states? Where are they? What are they doing?
The intellectuals carrying file up and down. Where are their letters?
Where are these intellectuals? They should do something. They should be the one to be writing to the State Department. They should be the one to be writing to different countries to come and help. They just leave the people vulnerable. Hello, am I coming out?
You are coming out. Go ahead. The world is listening.
All right. So these people who call themselves intellectual every morning and every day, everybody hate them. Leader. What are they doing? What kind of leader are they? Leaving the vulnerable people to die miserably? They should do something. They should start writing. They should start protesting. Now the world have seen that this same miscreant, these same terrorists are the people who are speaking up for the people who don't have the mouth to speak for themselves. All the channel TV, all the television station, all the BBC and all of them, you will not see what is going on in Nigeria in these channels. What is happening? Our people should wake up. The Onyibe, Dodo, amamihe ikeme ndị agbenyi na-eteghị ụra ma okwu ndị agbenyi ya kazi nwa ndụ agụ.
Ogo le bia online. Ra expect no bia online. Ya gwa ndị nkenyi ni we eteghị ụra. Omeni reche ni we wele ki eteghị ụra. Kani enyi nwa wa gwa weli ihe re menu wa mare. Wesonye nwena rishu dara arokotoba. Imiri ni re eru no ka ma le chane. Nkenye ni ka ta funfun maka na enyi ro na enyi nwekuchi. Anducha hwa irero na ikinwe ndị jo hwa akwademe ndị akwa ibon hwa akwademe ndị ogoni ha lechane hwa akwademe ndị agboli ebe ahụ eme anyi ụra were atụ ekpore mmiri ni ke zuo ihe kaza ka meni we epo ha ya gwa we ya don wodon we kwademe o
mazi hụ ka mizeze onye nlagwo okwu Biafra ịhụ dị owe gị men nọkesi ya mama ihe nlikwo ndụ agụm nsiki ndị na hude nwe eroro Aligbo nwụrụ ya mara nwaanyị ihe na-eso Aligbo ndị ke defend Aligbo ria oso Alejo ndị ke defend Alejo ria oso agbole ndị wo defend enyi mmeka niile ru nwa apụera le melo wesi onye nwote nero shide nwere oke moto oke nwo ihe owulo ya kwele mema ihe na ihe ozemize nlegu andu agum nsi keme ndagbenyi hweru iroro
Ogole pohale ya gwawe inwe opportunity call the line ya gwawe wete hiura the here marone ali Biafra nwene ke wiri ne wana Kenya ali Biafra and onye were agwa kike ni ngura tehinra okwe ni tehinra mini ahuzo me onwe ndi Kenya okeme ni weke gbuti tawe le ni enyi asaka modon weke gbuti tawe maka ni wagwa we gba mo so ga nko eji suma pastor sima agbaloso hunu sima agbaloso kan ihe ole we hu ndu egbu hodo ndi hodo ni we biri elu we ho agwa we were atu ekure
ne kokare because menwoku ndị bo esiwe ne awe kato eri nwangoro ala hu ne ihe li hungwu ihe li meni hungwu ndị Fulani we we gi onu wa agwa enyi ni we nwale ni we ke weri e enyi we nke we le we ile enwe ba
echo wapu we ihe ile we
enwe ba we ememelo we si.
Thank you very much. We must continue.
All right, Onyibe, slobo ya no no chuko kike ya dumunu ya chemunu.
Isi.
Ya for ihe re ma ya kunu wo hin kan osolobo ya chemunu wo hin orie ihe re ma kunu ka ho wo hin kwo mmeri kan ke nwa. Isi.
Thank you very much. Caller on the line.
Onyibe, good morning.
Good morning from here. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, dear friends. Good morning, friends of dear friends, lovers of freedom. I greet all of you. From wherever you stay, I greet you. My name is Onyibe Uchechuku Waja. I serve the indigenous people of Biafra, the IPOB freedom family,
the level of the national MP. I'm a veteran. Onyibe, before I continue,
my veteran, good morning, sir.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Ahead,
I have to apologize because all these days, all this time, I have not been able to catch you. I've been calling, but unfortunately, I cannot catch you. Although you plead for those.
I understand.
Thank you. I first of all have to start from I sympathize, and on behalf of myself and the veterans, I sympathize with the death of your brother who died sometime. He's a Biafra. So we are very sorry. We did not pray to you. So, Onyibe, I want to appreciate God for you because the teachings you have been laying for us, the whole world, the Biafrans are waking up. I'm assuring you, the Biafrans are waking up. Even the outsiders are waking up. I don't sleep. Like last night, I was there when the outside person was talking. I see that the messages which you people, the newscasters in Biafran television and the Biafran radio are yielding properly. And Chukwu Kabiama will bless all of you in the name of Yoshua. I also have to thank Chukwu Kabiama for the life of our dear leader, Nnamdi Kanu, Okukano, the king of our father, the commander-in-chief of the whole Biafran armed forces all over the world, the director of Radio Biafra and television, leader of IPOB. He has done wonderful. And now, the people whom he said we will not talk of us, we will not pay them, they are not talking of us. The zoo. The zoo must fall because as long as they have been wiping away the innocent blood, that land is cursed. That land is cursed. The zoo must fall. And I want to tell people that it is high time we have to wake up. Even my people from the Onyibe province, we have to wake up. All areas, the Biafran land, we have to wake up because the rain must fall, and the rain is about to fall. And this rain, if it falls, both the person taking care of the Nama and the Nama itself, everything must be transmitted. It is good now we do it because the message has been spreading. Always it has been spreading. The veterans are not left alone. We know we have started it. We have to end it. Let us continue to evangelize and tell our children that this is what we belong to. And this is exactly what we need. Because Onyibe has always been saying it. Back to your roots, back to your roots, back to your roots. It's not joking. It's just reminding us where we started. Also, I want to thank God for the life He has given to our deputy leader, before. The man who said, the one who has been tested and trusted, who said, we will not allow this project to see corruption. And it is happening. Under our watch, it is happening. We thank God for that. I want to also beg on our people from Onyibe zone, more especially, who are living in diaspora, not America. Please help us, get us transmitter. We don't the Radio Biafra in our area, in our zone, both either to south, either to east, the Onyibe zone, and the environs. We are not. Our Radio Biafra is not there. We want to hear it. Please help us. We need it seriously. You who are staying abroad, thinking that you are now safe, you are not safe. If your people are here and killed, you are not safe. That place is not your home. East or west, the home is the best. We want to tell again our people in the villages that the Fulani people are surrounded. We have been surrounded. You should wake up. Control the place. Raise up evangelism of this Biafran struggle. This Biafran struggle is not for one man. It's not for our dear leader alone. The dear leader has spent a lot. He has wasted. He has sacrificed both left and right. He has sacrificed. And most of us like that have done it. Judge Onyibe, I am grateful to you. I am happy about what you have been doing to our people. Your name must be written in the world records. The next generation will continue to talk about you. As in Nnamdi Kanu, our director, our deputy director, and the leadership of IPOB worldwide. We thank you. We thank Chukwu Abiyama for what he has been doing, using you to do. And also have to thank our commander, General G.C. Okwije, and his allies, the veterans family worldwide, especially in the Biafran land. All of us, we should wake up. I thank our commander for what he has been doing. Mrs. JV, also our coordinator, national coordinator. I want to thank her. I thank the leading team of the IPOB veterans all over the world, and also the legal team. You are not doing bad. You are doing wonderful. And all those who are working assiduously for the restoration of sovereign states of Biafra, I thank all of you. We are not relenting. And I have to thank our boys from Abia State, precisely Abba, who is also resolute and formidable. What they did, what they are now showing that yes, no matter whatever the surrounding the Hausa people or the Fulani people or the Yorubas or the British are doing to decimate us. Never. As Honorable one day we must handle them massively. Onyibe, I thank you for giving me this time to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
All hail Biafra.
Almost hail Biafra. One family. Of course, that is one of our veteran, one of those men and women who fought the blooded evil demon called Nigeria between 1967 to 1970. Many of them are still very much alive. We know everything we need to know, because actually you cannot silence Biafra. Are you still the caller on the WhatsApp?
Yes, sir.
Good morning from here.
FM Okoro Gospel, Okoro Chukweku.
Nwebo, Aloha.
Hey, Baba. Sinigyo gana pamele Nnamdi Kanu. Makoro mo larone. Uche mefo ne nanya yuwane eje ọtụtụ na ya sị esi Chukwu kike abịa ma ya nọ n'ọnụ anefa nke Chukwu. N'oge ga na-agwa ndị agba ewetaghị ụra maka na ihe ịlagwa n'okwu na-esi mba Biafra bịa n'okwu Biafra esi ihe nọ na-agba n'ọsọ ka bịa ụwa ndị ọbịa ọkafọ n'ọrụ esi mba bihe agha lụkọ esi agha n'webu ọgụ na enwe mmụzọ esi agha lụkọ welewe watu ekpure esi ọnụ ike mara ihe lalani ọnụ lie ihe lalani ọnụ ka mara ihe ri ya rụkwụ era gwanwe ya alenda na ere wesi mba ọbịakọ bịa na ịdajọ na IPOB n'ọnụ mara ihe ri meni wesi ya onye gile n'ọrụ ya ejede imokwu IPOB ọhụ ka bịa aleni darụ chego ni ilama so nwene ihe na-ere agwọ ọnụ ogoge ha nke agwọ ọnụ na agwa m ya so de ele ogoge bịa ese anyị na-ebiafia se ele biafia o ogoge ru ike amara ihe imenwe ya ma agwawale na-ere ese umeko nwene onwe ebe ụmụ ha meni alekwu okwu ngalagwo okwu biafra asị bi ya ni biafra agha alụkọ eso agha wabu ọgụ ni ọnụ ụzọ Fulani magwa enwe nwale ne lediwe yewe ya kiresi ne ebuagwo awe won mozo yiri soluko ye defend kinwe mazi sunu ngonwa mama ne yeme ike ihe ndị lanu ne ni Chukwu ya no ya dume mgba ya dume jinolo ya dume lediwe afan ke Chukwu kika biama ise oge ikpeazụ wele chane ka pụ akwọ de helukwo Biafra almost see Biafra at the end. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much. Biafrans across the globe must understand we have taken time to analyze the letter our leader wrote to the U.S. State Department. And honestly, I'm beginning to see something I've not seen before. And I can only call upon Nigerians in the light of that to stop deceiving themselves and make sure that everybody must work hard to make sure we divide Nigeria. And then we can now begin to have respect for one another. Are you there, caller on WhatsApp?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Mwapali, no planning them time.
I'm planning China. I said I can't hear all these days. too busy.
Go ahead. Good morning from here.
Yeah, good morning, my people. Good morning, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our deputy, Mazi Uche Okafor, and our African rep, Mazi George Onyibe. Yeah, I just want to use this opportunity to talk to my people in my own local language, which is Biafra language. Before I proceed, I want to say a word. It is very, very bad that our people, the people in the zoo, they fight against their freedom fighter and embrace their enemies, our own common enemies. Like, let me use this opportunity to talk to my people in my own language, please. Ndadbo. Nchọrọ ngwa ọnụ onye give this opportunity, this ohere n'onwe ga-egwu ọnụ na ụzọ tehi ụra. Esi wee ndị kwe ego esi ni onye nnukwu kwere egogo ọmarị na onwe ihe lemi idumo. Onye isi enyi Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ọlakwa egogo and dị tehi ụra. Ndị lere Delta State, most of people lere different states in Biafra land they tehi ụra. Ha oge mene yiso nke yiso ede shiche erora who hard boy who able la he comrade to our own slave masters ndị chonu egbo enyi ka la he comrade why our own freedom fighters and why also why kene ha chonu gi ogere no nwe ge kpo no onye obula uzo te hura na uzo te hura because why bia eme ihele ama ihele many amane most of us are on social media. But in hele many, oge rola nke gite hura. Oge rola nke gite hura. Maka ni miri n'izu me, okamunye onye ọcha, okamunye onye ogi, okamunye ukwu, okamunye nta. Maazị George Onyibe, America maka ohere n'ihe m. And karịsa abịa say most every day, only in this line, are too busy. So America maka ohere n'ihe m. Mwezi ohere ọsọ na mbịa say.
Yeah,
thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp. Are you still there?
Yeah, my beloved brother, my brother from another womb, in Biafra land. Good morning from good morning, my beloved Ototama from Warsaw, Poland. Yeah, I remember what I missed to care for the from Warsaw, Poland, and I hear from Omaka. Omaka is in our province of Biafra land. I appreciate our Hamadika members, Ochigu Preza, and all his lieutenants, and those people hearkening to his voice. I say, make Echo will continue to preach them. They never cease until Biafra is restored. And all the hard cause in Biafra land, all over the world, doing the need for defending their motherland. Echo will keep all of you. And our beloved veteran, my brother from Wangene, Obaja. I say, good morning to you from here, because we respect our union and every of us. Veterans who gave us life, we appreciate all of you. Mazi, we thank you for what you are doing consistently, because when you say consistency is red. Mazi, there is no going back. What you are teaching us, your name has been written, and what you are doing, maybe this is why Chukwu Kabama, you are born for this purpose, and now you are doing what you know how to do best. Chukwu Kabama, keep your all of you behind the microphone, doing the need for talking, educating our people. May your strength never fail you. In Chukwu name I pray. Mazi, I want to tell my beloved brothers from Imo State, and especially to this our brother who called from Wangene. I want to tell our brother from Imo State, we have been talking, we have been making announcements. And I have announced some area that Radio Biafra are being covered. And every other place, like he said, Butokigwe area, Wangene. Butokigwe, Mba, Nombise, Olo, Mbito has been covered, and some part of Ongobala we are watching. Everybody we are extending it to small, and if you know you have not answered your mother's name, please call us, because this rain is within the corner. On your boss, some Mininoga, Kaiwan or some Mininoga, and Imo State, because I want a problem in Imo State, too much problems. We don't want what happened in Ebony to happen in Imo State. And the only way we can stop it is to make sure that our people are getting Radio Biafra. That is number one. That is the key. Only the that is the key.
Radio Biafra is the key now in Biafra land. And we call all Biafrans all over the world. Those of you in diaspora, help your people, help your community. Language is doing very well for my hand. The man said, I capitals are talking there for Navy. But by grace of Chukwu Kabama, you can see that this radio is virtually in Biafra land. They're getting it. If you have your car from beginning to the end of Biafra, you get Radio Biafra. But we still want your effort so you can help us and put in your own community, in your own town, collectively or individually. And that's why we take up that initiative for Imo State. And I thank all of you who have been doing wonderfully well. But if you have not answered us, please do. No bonus, no God. You call this number and more for federal too. Still call the number, bring your receipt, we send to the federal as usual. Please help us, help Onyibe. You love him too much. And all of you that claim that you love Onyibe, but he cannot do what you're supposed to do or what you ought to do. Those of us in diaspora, this is our responsibility. Because those of them Biafra land are doing their own. We let us do our own to help them. Help those our mothers, that our aged parents, to get this Radio Biafra. And once everybody is getting Radio Biafra and Biafra land, we have achieved one thing. We can start. The number to call, if you are from Imo State, you've not done what you're supposed to do, please call us. Go Bobego. Give us whatever you have. The number is +48 739 672 638 +48 739 672 638. Because on your black room, I finish a lot and some part of Mbitol and some part of Omaka. We are sending the Honorable Agawate very, very soon. By grace of Elohim, 1 week after a week, and opening the Honorable on Imo saying and what I do Biafra. Because an announcement for Ndinona diaspora, we are not calling those of you in Biafra to give us money. No. This is our responsibility. Those of us in diaspora, this is our work, and we must do it, and we are doing it. Make Ekura keep all of you. Remain faithful. Ihe ọbụla asọ na mme dedo bi do bi elesu ihe asọ na mme ọ na mme ekra na eke ka ịgba mgbọ gburu ka ọfọ ọgụbọ maazị Onyibe pịa mgbọgbọ ga eke Chukwu Okaba nyeme gị ike no.
Thank you very much. Yes, caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
I'm there. I'm good morning from here.
Good morning, Obilo. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, Biafra all over the world. My name is Sidime Mazajin Obilo. From Maka and Njaba, province, Biafra land. Living here, Mozambique, the zonal coordinator, province, Nampula province. Yeah, I thank you for the life of our leader, Mazna, the Kalaka, Buchama, Ball, and Asim Chekena. But why you may or Glugon, the Hambasi, Kenny, Lehogan, Kuzo, and the Pussy, Runam, on the Narona, Biafra radio. I better get back home, you show that one. More only got Pok Bakala, now back to Ebudigwe, Nashko Kabiama. All of the hatcher. Ndino na maka Biafra nwuno Biafra. Chineke ga-ejekwa ha nwe ihe ga-eme ha na ha chukwu ka bịa ma ise. Mas my name is Manye Hojilo. I want to correct something from here because our people, there is the one man that called that day from Nderi from Mbitoli. That man called from Nderi Mbitoli in the States. If I thought you call him from Germany, France, any part of the whole Biafra land, the whole world. If you call, tell us their village we come from, because it's on the Nyaka sometimes in the mobilization on the Nyaka people. We have for people to mobilize. So our people are still in this struggle. On the encouragement, because since I was listening to Radio Biafra, I'm listening to Otora. That's Omar. That's Unko. But when we keep from our blood, if you come from our blood, you tell us we are from this. I know that I'm not name where I don't be telling representative, and them Bano with the authority representative, something like that. If you call, tell us you are from so village, so town. So I know we came out now in Gamuna Mil, Mana Hamun and Deka, how and Yaka from mobilization, or Yaka Beacon. If you call, try and mention your town so that now Munagi, the question of Nahan, no Guanaba. When chance to call. After don't hand of blood in the like in Dabo now, attention on Dabo now. I thank people that those that have the courage to come outside this is struggling to make call. Try and make call, try and ginger your people. Through this radio, the appointment you make this radio, the appointment you make all the house. He be able to mobilize their people from home. No, no, okay for them now, okay for them stuff. They should work up, do market, they should work up. Something like that. come outside if you have opportunity. If you don't, try and create opportunities so that to mobilize their people. You want to author now in this moment, in applaud, in outside, in this Biafra. Try and come out and mobilize their people from Uma, Orodo. Ndamila Ocha people. How mobilize on the Bahana and this struggle outside Nigeria. All just going to call. All just to Pahon. They can do this and then blood. Ndị Adams Ndame Zuran of blood. I'm about one call, one son of Ndoma. Not to come out, Kurokuchikan and the Biafra and Aror. No man village, Hano half, Tamihan, no man of half of that Biafra and the Biafra. Or no man, Uncle Kahamike, when you read the Biafra. So, like, no, somebody come from Okigwe, or was it that I fought him for the Biafra? But Okigwe worship, but they put in here. Operator no without a hotel. Since about a hotel, I want to have you started the fatigue. Because you got the freedom fighter. One of the also in Harem, but they condemned by non quadia, on conducting the quadia. Nephilim was written out, but the girl was Oina the one. Because give me outside Nigeria, outside the country, you walk on a heavy issue, a issue now, and they can contact you, you can help them to mobilize their people. Bring them in, make it how I hang the water, how many water there. How we can make the meeting, name of my hands can call this morning. Thank you very much. They're going to my heart for Kabiama.
Thank you very much. And of course, this is where we draw the curtain for this morning segment. Like I have said, our leader Mazen Nande Kano, a year this very month, wrote to the U.S. Department of State, reminding them the position of Nigeria, how the Awosas are being killed, so Fulani can replace them, Fulani who are not indigenous of Nigeria. But like the same way British government brought in Frederick Lugard to colonize Africa, West African to be precise, the same way they import Fulanis from Futajalon Mountain. They brought them here to rule us. Today they are the one initiating the killing so they can take over the indigenous land. You can see how bold, how aggressive they are, how determined they are. Every principle or policy they have ever passed in the time past is targeted at nothing than focusing on the indigenous land. Like I said, I am now happy that Hausa youth are registering their displeasure, because if you don't do that, it makes you an accomplice. And I want to believe in the coming days, the Yoruba will register their displeasure as well as we are registering our displeasure against the tyranny state called Nigeria. Because if I'm a thief and you buy something I stole, you are equally a thief. Whether you are a thief or you are a thief, all of you are the same. Every youth of Nigeria, every youth trapped inside Nigeria, this is the time we have to come together, register our displeasure as we are calling for the breakup of Nigeria. This is what everybody is supposed to do. And I tell you, whether you do it or not, Nigeria will not survive the winter. And that is if you understand what I mean. As you go about your lawful business, Biafrans across the globe, don't let anybody deceive you. Our request is simple, that we might be the author of our destiny. Do not forget our leader, Mazen Nandi Kano, will be on air this evening, of course, to address Biafrans as always. And for those of you who have been going to write to international organizations, communities across the globe regarding our predicament in the Nigerian terrorist state, please let us see your write-up and whose interest you actually represent. That having been said, there is a massive Biafran incursion from across the globe. Men and women are waking up. They know what they are supposed to do. And most of you find it very difficult to locate IPOB family member. I have to stop collecting this data or responding to you for some time because we were ordered to go for quarantine. And from the report I got from the Biafra Land National Coordinator yesterday was that IPOB family is freed to continue with their meeting officially. And so those of you who want to join IPOB, of course, this is something everybody must do. This is something everybody must do. Send your name, your phone number, and your location. Only. Just 3 information. Your name, your phone number, and your location. Send it to our WhatsApp line. And of course, the continental reps are there ready to continue from there. As you go about your lawful business, like I said, do have a wonderful night rest. Do have a wonderful day ahead of you. Those of you going to bed, wonderful night rest. I would say in general, ndewonu.
Biafra, in Biafra land, we're gonna take Saguari away from our back province. Legend Rasta, Baba Chums, boom. I see you, Jenny.
See me, I come from Biafra. See, I come from Biafra. I come from the land of the rising sun. Is the land of my birth. See me, I come from Biafra. Oh, I am from Biafra. Yeah, I'm proud of the land of the rising sun. Is the land of my birth.
I will never be frustrated. I will never run away. I will always believe in the word the king and my father told me. Oh, my Biafra is a beautiful place, and it's so good for the people to live. No wonder people they are free, no pressure here to see. If you like me to follow me, go. I'm gonna show you many things you will like. Just so be inside the Biafra land.
See me, I come from Biafra. See, I come from Biafra.